Underground world, what's the deal? It's your boy Pofsky. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Gotdamnitdupri, man.
My boy Pofsky, thank you for having me, bro.
What's happening, bro? It's a pleasure. I appreciate you blessing us on a platform, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you for having me. It's the word.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're here for Underground Mag, issue 9. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of big hitters on this issue. You know what I'm saying? And obviously with the brother Hit Boy on there as well, we highlighting production.
Salute to Hit Boy, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to Hit Boy and all that. But yeah, definitely want to highlight what you got going on at LA staple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Appreciate that, bro.
absolutely. So let's jump back like to kind of the beginning, you know, of making music and like what really got you into it in the first place.
Started as a youngin', bro. From Los Angeles, California originally. I grew up like watching my pops doing it because he was like into like making beats and actually doing music. So I was really intrigued on that and inspired by that, like first initially.
He was like rapping or?
Singing, rapping, making beats, the whole nine. So
Okay.
it was pretty dope. So I got a chance to see a lot of, you know, different things at an early age. So that was really dope. So, and I feel like that just kind of manifested when I got older, and then I start kind of like, you know what I mean, like messing with the music as well. So,
Definitely.
you know, I feel like that's where my beginnings came from when I was younger, like with my pops and shit.
Okay. So there was like an R&B influence in there as well as like street hip hop.
Street, he used to listen to like a lot of jazz and shit, so that was a big influence as well, which I didn't really realize till I got older. But younger, I just remember that from when I was younger and like hearing like that old like jazzy type shit along with R&B and, you know, the things that he was doing. So it was dope.
Definitely.
Really dope.
And so did that kind of give you early aspirations to kind of want to do that same thing?
Yes.
Kind of looking up to your pops and
most
shit?
Most definitely. To like take it, you know, even further than he did, because he did take it as far as he could. So I was like, man, I was really inspired by that. Like, okay, well, I see where he, you know, took it. Let me see if I could take it to the next level, you know what I mean? So that was really like my whole thing initially.
Definitely. Yeah. And so how old were you when like that started happening?
I would say young, like 10, between like,
oh, wow.
like 9 or 10 years old. I was seeing it early. So from then on, just taking that to my teens, and then, you know, it was a wrap from there.
Definitely. Yeah. And so how do you get your first hand in the producing? Like, are you learning the program? Are you like actually playing keys? Like,
so that's the thing. Like, I don't never read music a day in my life, but it's just more so like the ear for it, the sound. Yeah. So me hearing it so much, it's like, okay, I know what I want to hear. Like with whatever, far as the key, like far as the keys are 808. So I'm not initially playing it. I don't know how to read it, but just off ear, which is, you know, like pretty amazing. So just hearing it so much, I know what I want to hear when I'm actually like making it, you know what I mean? So
definitely,
it's really dope.
Yeah, and so then who at that age were like some of the people influencing you, like any artists around in like your early teenage years, you know?
Shit.
And who were like the popping people in LA at that point, you know? Like,
man, I was young, so I would just say like the Snoop Dogg, the Dr. Dre,
okay.
like the DJ Quicks when I was like younger.
Okay.
Battle Cat, like, you know what I'm saying? And then even outside of LA, like I love like Pharrell, Timbaland, because it was just so like unique and different. And like, but it was still like, you know what I mean? It was still a very like popular, intriguing sound, and it sticked, you know what I'm saying? So
definitely,
those are like definitely like the few producers I was really inspired by, like coming up and growing up, you know, around that age, like in my teens. So
yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so how, you know, and obviously there's a lot of different things I want to get into about different records and different artists and credits and all these things you've done, right? Like a lot of amazing things to touch on. But I guess when was like the first age and kind of moment when you started feeling like, okay, I'm in the game, you know?
I would say like probably like fresh out of high school. Like I was kind of getting into it, like making beats like for like more to like the locals. And at the time it was like, you know, in LA we had cliques. So I was like making like, you know, beats for like, you know, the clique I was a part of at the time. So that's really like, you know, just kind of getting into that, like to kind of get my feet wet. And then just like local artists at first. And then like I would say, I graduated in 2009, I would say in 2011. That's when I had got like my first real record, which was called Bouncing on My Dick by Tyga. And
okay,
that was
wow.
like through a friend that knew a friend, and you know, that knew of him, and then it just happened like that. And then once the record came out, I shot my shot like like, you know, just tweeting it and, you know what I mean, tagging Tyga. Then from there, you know, like that's when we had linked, and then we started working on multiple records and stuff.
So you produced that record?
Yeah, Bouncing on My Dick. Yeah, it came out in 2011. Yeah.
2 years out of high school.
2 years out of high school.
That's crazy.
That's pretty dope.
And that's when Tyga was like probably at his peak.
He was at his peak. He had the Rack City. He
right.
With Mustard. Shout out Mustard. And then, you know, did he have Faded at that time?
Yeah, I think that was definitely Faded. All around that same time.
So, you know, shout out to my brother D Nice. He produced that record. So
major.
It was definitely a fun time to get that record, because like I said, I didn't expect that, but it was just like how I was working with the locals. It was bound to happen. Yeah. Eventually, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I was like executive producing tapes without even knowing it with local artists before I got to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, pretty dope.
That's major. Going back to just random question, back to like high school and just growing up in LA, like was there anybody that you or you guys like grew up with in high school and then like later on became like a huge artist? Anybody that you like totally grew up with, or like, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say totally grew up with, but like history wise, I went to school with YG. Like,
wow.
Yeah, he had went to Paramount for like a very brief like second, and then, you know, he went to other schools, but I would say him. Mm-hmm. You know, another artist named PC. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty good artist. He had went to Paramount as well. So, but yeah, that's about it.
That's wild. Super wild. LA is very interesting for people inside and out of it that, you know and understand. It's just like crazy how much is flowing out here like that, you know?
Right.
So obviously getting into a lot of these relationships and things, like one of the first questions I would ask you is something that I salute Kanai heavily on, is like maintaining these relationships.
Shout out Kanai, my business partner, my other business partner.
Big shout out Kanai.
Wear many hats in the game doing this thing.
You know what I'm saying? You know, maintaining the relationships, branding, obviously, the producer is definitely what I salute bro on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the real question for you is like the maintaining of these relationships and like manifesting that to grow that, you know, and then obviously someone like Dupri, how you've really maintained a steady relationship with, and you know, like speak on that.
I would say with that is it's really just a balance. Just knowing like the person outside of being an artist, like seeing them as like a human, like a person, you know what I'm saying? So, and he come from a whole different lifestyle, a whole different world than I do, you know what I'm saying? He knows that, and I'm aware of that, but.
You're talking about?
Yeah, with G Perico, who I'm speaking on. But like the chemistry is there, like musically, and then like we happen to like, you know, get along and whatnot. But with that, I would just say just really just treating him like how I would want to be treated. Like, you know, we all human at the end of the day. It's not all just music and all that. So, you know, just really just being cool and just, I would say, just balancing it out, like not keeping it too professional, because at the end of the day, we all human, right? So I just feel like just balancing that. And I feel like not just with G Perico, but with like any artist that I work with, like, or that I maintain a relationship with, just tapping in on a daily basis, just reaching out. Sometimes it ain't got to be about music, just reaching out, seeing how they doing, you know what I'm saying? But essentially, like, the music is what's got us together, so I'm always keeping music too, you know, like mainly, but, you know, sending beats here and there, just, you know, just still, you know what they say, the saying, out of sight, out of mind. So I just like to stay in people's faces, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Without it, like, I'm nagging or anything, but it's like, yeah, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I would say, like, for, like, you know, producers or up-and-coming producers wanting to know how to, like, maintain a relationship with artists, I would say that, like, remember it's the human first, like, you know what I mean? Like, and, you know, just communication, that's what I would say. And just keeping that that productivity, like, involved too. Like, you know, I'm still sending beats to these artists that I may not talk to every day, but it's like, okay, we all got a phone, we all, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say, just staying consistent.
Right.
You know?
No, definitely. So some of these people, right, it probably is crazy to you to be on a personal basis like that with him, right? Like someone that you mentioned, right, is like Tyga, right? Like you've had this relationship with him for like almost 10 years now, right?
Yeah, since about 2011, 2012, yeah.
That's crazy. And so something like that like your first big record, like you were saying, manifests into something even today.
Right.
with YG and Tyga, right? So speak a little bit on that. Like, when
that's another thing. Relationships. Like I was just actually watching a recent interview. I think it was with Hit Kid and Sunny Digital, and they was like speaking on like when you working, like ain't nobody talking about splits. Like the record not even done. So I can resonate with that. Like just to piggyback off that, like I was like, especially in the beginning, even now, like I don't. Like when we're working on a record, we're working on the record. Like I'm not like bringing up, okay, percentages and splits and stuff, you know, stuff like that. So I would say that helped a lot. Like, cause I'm in the moment. I'm working on we in the process, we creating. So that's what I would say, like helped the relationship stay, you know, stay how it is and stay solid. Like it's pretty much, for the most part, pretty much every other project like Tyga has dropped, I'm pretty much on, you know what I'm saying? So. Which is a blessing, you know what I mean? So, and that's just based on me not being so political. Like, okay, so when is the check coming, or when is this, or what's my percentage on this? I'm really just focused on the creative process, and everything else just get handled later.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'd be the thing with like a few, and it's not like nobody particular, but just with like different producers in the game, like they'll get 1 or 2 records, if that, and then feel like entitled, like, oh, okay, now, okay, what's up with this, what's up with that? Like, no, it's still the same process with every artist.
Right.
It's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a different artist, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say, just really working on, like, I would say just focusing on the creative process, not worrying about everything else outside of that when you're working with the artist. And that's what I would say, like, my thing, like, for me, that's how I've been able to maintain, like, all these relationships without a major deal, which is, like, a blessing, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Major deal. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and just thinking about the bigger picture, right? It's like I kind of look at things the same way. It's like, you could do something for a bigger paycheck one time, but you're less likely to do 10 things with that person.
That's my whole point. Like, instead of like, oh yeah, going for the home run the first time, like, because I could have easily been like, for the first Tyga record, for example, bouncing on my dick, I'm like, oh, I need this, 20,000, 10,000.
This is Tyga, give me whatever, right?
But
like,
then I would have, then where would, you know, I'll be now, what, 10 years
he would have
later.
looked at you a certain way, just like everybody.
I wouldn't have as many records or catalog with him after that, or whoever, you know what I mean? So I just learned that like early, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect. Right. I've been in certain situations and I'm like, okay, I need that bag now, you know what I'm saying? But you live and you learn, you know what I'm saying? Just different artists, you know what I mean? So.
No, for sure. And I mean, I think at the end of the day, we're all human, but like you said, like, you know, you're a living, breathing example of that, you know, like even just speak on a bit, like, what you've done with G Perico. You've dropped like 3 LA Summers projects, right? Like
Tango.
Been on a ton of his projects. Something I actually just remembered I really want to talk to you about.
Yeah, talk to me.
I think this is the coolest shit ever.
Take a shot?
Yeah, fuck it.
What's up,
a small one. I'm driving and shit. I've been shots and shit. All right, so look, this is so crazy to me just being like a hip hop guy, you know?
Yeah.
What was the project called? Fuck, I better remember right now. Fuck, I can't remember. So you gotta tell me the DJ Drama project that he did.
Hot Shot.
Hot Shot.
Right.
Okay, Hot Shot. That is crazy. That Ask G-Fo record.
Oh yeah.
And just to hear the Gangsta Girls tag and then to hear your tag.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, I didn't even know you at that point, right? I'm banging this song every day. Like, just hearing that tag, hearing your tag, it's just like, how do you feel in that moment? That's crazy.
I felt blessed because it's like same as you. Like I grew up listening to the Gangsta Grizzlies.
You know?
So like on the dedications with Wayne and, you know, different, you know, everybody. I ain't even got a name drop, but you already know all the gang, you know, what's all attached to Gangsta Grill. So to hear that attached to the Gotdamnitdupri brand is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal. Because it's like, that's what I grew up to that shit. So it was really dope, man. And how that Ask G4 record came together, it was actually like one of them beats that I made that I'm just like, I was experimenting because that saxophone, like I actually created that like on a VST on my program, FL Studios. Okay. So I'm like, it was very unorthodox when I made it, but it came out dope. And then I threw in like some dark pianos with it. I'm like, okay, this is way different because it don't sound as jazzy and smooth. It's just like really raw and rugged.
Super raw and rugged. So, it's like that old shit. It gave it that old 90s flavor to it.
So like, you know, once it was complete, I sent it in. G instantly, like, he liked it on the text. He was like, yeah,
I bet.
it was a wrap from there. So, and it was also dope to see Wallow And them for $1 million worth of game posted too when they was, you know, promoting something. They had posted the Actually Fall record, so that was really dope. So.
I feel like that record was everywhere. That was a really good record, you know. And G's still just going crazy on his run. Like,
right.
He's a very, very consistent artist, and like you've been a big part of a lot of that, you know.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely, yeah. Is there anything else you could tell me just about that people should exclusive. Know? Yeah, please.
You exclusive. We working on extended summers.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right.
No, LA summer is done. We got extended summers. I say exclusive. I just gave you.
That's hard.
The world don't know that, but you know.
That's hard.
Underground Mag exclusive.
Y'all look out for that shit, man. Gotdamnitdupri, Gotdamnitdupri, like that's like a undeniable duo. Like when you look at LA, just like the YG and Mustard, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's a blessing even be compared to those type of duos because we know what YG Mustard did. We know what Dr. Dre Snoop did and other different duos. So it's just, I'm so grateful to be even, you know, in the same, you know, breath of those type of, you know, duos, because that's really dope because they made a lot of history and they had a lot of impact. So to know that me and G is like on that scale is really dope, man.
No, it's hard to make it out of LA, right? Like that's really what they say. And we know being in the city is definitely difficult to do this shit.
Right.
But I even give it up to you more for all that shit because it's like you got your name branded with him. It's not like he just dropping it. Like you do have your tag on there, which is amazing too. But then
they don't just say G Perico. It says G Perico and Gotdamnitdupri.
Right. And that's major because I'm a big advocate for that as well. It's like if you're a producer, engineer, even if you're not even if you don't make music, you could still craft an album. You know what I'm saying? Branding, man. So like, yeah, that's really dope. Right. So tell me like some of these other credits that we haven't touched on yet that you've done that you want to share.
It's kind of crazy. A lot of people don't know this, but I have a co-production with Kanye West.
That's crazy.
And Mike Dean. The record is called 40 Mil by Tyga. You know, that's why I give salute to Tyga a lot because I feel like he gave me a lot of different opportunities that, you know, I didn't even expect. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because a lot of people don't know this too. I was in the studio with Mike Dean, like creating the record. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't actually meet Kanye. I'm not going to, you know, front on that. But I actually met Mike Dean, cool dude. And it was also produced by his producer. His name is Jess Jackson, another, you know, great producer. So it's just dope to be attached to like people like that. So it was, you know, the song was called 40 Mil by Tyga, produced by Kanye West, Mike Dean, Jess Jackson, and Gotdamnitdupri.
That's crazy.
It's everywhere.
When did
that's on YouTube.
When did
and
that
all
drop?
Platforms, huh?
When did that drop?
That dropped actually at the end of 2014, going into 2015. Yeah, the same year that Walkthrough dropped. I produced Walkthrough by Rich Homie Quan and Problem as well, was dropped in 2014.
That's crazy. Yeah, like you were just giving me a little bit off air about that. Like it's just wild. Like I was saying, to think like 2014, we in 2023 about to end the year. Like we're coming up on 10 years. This man been like putting in solid work in the game, not just making like one or two records or even just LA hits. Like Walkthrough was like a global record. These dudes are from Atlanta.
And it was on a mixtape too. It didn't even come out on the album. So that was, you know, another thing. And shout out to my brother D Nice too, because he was out there with me. He's another producer. He produced Faded, I was telling you.
Right. Shout out D Nice for sure.
T.I. had flew us out there. And it was just dope. He happened to be with us, and he had to leave because, you know, personal reasons, business. And I stayed out there for an extra day. So it was just like, okay, you know, my brother like pushed me. I'm nervous. This is my first time in Atlanta. He's like, bro, you got it. Whatever happens, just make the best of it. So I took that, and we got Walkthrough. So shout out to my brother D Nice forever on that, you know.
It'd be those moments, you know, like when you don't want to stay or whatever, you know.
I was nervous. I'm like, damn, my brother about to leave. I'm like, I would just be out here with, you know. It's like, you know, shout out Problem and everybody else that was there. But it was like, you know, that's my, you know what I mean? My ace boom cool. He with me. He like, I got to go take care, you know. So I had to hold it down, and I feel like I did a good job, you know.
Those are those moments. Like, those are the moments that make us out here, I feel like, you know.
For sure.
And yeah, it's really them long days and the long nights and everything people don't see.
Right. And I made that beat like in person, like from scratch too. Started on it in the hotel room that morning and then played it for them a little bit. Then I finished it in studio with Rich Homie Quan and Problem. So that was like kind of surreal, but you know, in the moment, I'm not even thinking like what it was going, you know, like what it's going to be now. I'm just like, okay, let's get this record done.
Of course.
At the time, Rich Homie Quan, one of the hardest one of the hottest artists in the world from Atlanta. He got my nigga with YG, and he got a couple other records. So it's like, it was just a blessing,
Yeah. No, that shit fucking crazy for real. I don't even remember what the fuck I was just gonna ask you.
My bad, bro.
It's all good.
That was a bit much.
No, we gonna chop it up and shit for sure. Hey, Gav, how long are we at?
20 minutes.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I was about to ask you a question.
Okay.
So, I just noticed, like you were saying, a lot of these stories you're telling me about making these beats, like you're playing them from scratch and really creating them.
Right.
Like, do you feel a certain way about people getting loops from people and creating songs out of that? Or do you do that?
With you, bro, yeah. To answer that, I get loops, and I don't have no problem with loops. I just feel like when it comes to creating it, then that's on the individual. With me, when I get loops, I'm creating it to my ear, to you know what I mean, to my liking. So I'm not using a loop how it's given to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm manipulating. I'm gonna make it sound how I feel like it should. So, but I'm gonna still give that person that made the loop their just due. You know what I'm saying? Always. But I feel like it's dope. I feel like a lot of producers be kind of like a little headstrong and like a little overboard with the loops. Like, oh, loops ain't real producing. This ain't that. If it sound good, it's real producing.
Right.
It's good.
Because it's collaboration at the end of the day.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on it, bro. I rock with it. I give it a green light for sure.
Definitely.
So.
For sure.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the music that you've released, that you've executively produced. Like you dropped a project recently, right?
I just dropped a project. It's called The Prelude to Heaven on Earth, which is my brand. I have a clothing brand attached to that, and it's just my brand. And basically, it's 6 songs. It's the prelude to my album. So I have an album dropping in 2024. It's called Heaven on Earth, the album.
Fire.
Which is gonna be dope. But the prelude, it features RJ, G Perico, One Take J. Who else was on there? AZ Chike. And then I got my mom on there. She did like a skit on there. Shout out Mama Dupri.
That's super fire.
So that was dope.
Fire.
And yeah, man, it was between me and my business partners. It was a pretty fun process. Little challenges, in the midst. But it was dope though. It was fun. It was fun during the process, and I feel like it's dope. I got the video out for Hell's Kitchen featuring AZ Chike. That's out right now on all platforms. On my YouTube, Gotdamnitdupri. And on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. So it's dope, man. I feel like it was fun making it, but now I'm focused on the album, which is called Heaven on Earth.
Fire, yeah. So what can the people expect to look forward to? Any features that you could tell us or anything?
For now, I can say 310 Baby gonna be on there. Shout out 310 Baby, Mr.
Dope.
Surf City.
Yeah, he going up for sure, man.
Doing this shit. And Walk, produced by Mustard and myself. That's out right now. And my boy DTP.
Another one. I'm gonna just start saying that.
Another one.
I'm gonna just start saying that.
Who else I can say? We got Rucci on there.
Fire.
We got another Baby Stones and Chike record, but it's a collab record on there.
Dope.
Co-produced by my boy C Beats. He's signed to my label Money Music Records.
Okay.
Dope producer. He produced a lot of stuff for G Perico.
Okay.
And artist named Shady Blue. She's dope. She's really going crazy right now from Los Angeles. Who else I got? Got a record with Zoe and Sama on there, going crazy.
Fire.
And then I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I can drop another exclusive on you real quick.
All right.
I got a collab producer project, first ever producer project with my young Low the Great.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that. What do you mean? It's all beats?
Well, me and him is executive producing it. We might have a few co-productions with my other producers, but
putting artists on there as well.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
way.
all our beats with different artists. So you may hear Lil Veda featuring G Perico, or E Killer from Baby Stones featuring Chike on there. It's just like different records that you wouldn't 15th to come out. So
fire.
that's what we working on. So
Like both of you guys are more than just producers. Y'all like A&Rs for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We going crazy and we getting like, we putting it together. Shout out to my boy Trey from the Bay.
Yeah.
He plays saxophone. We really going, you know what I mean? We taking it there.
When are y'all trying to drop this?
We drop it in 2024.
That's beautiful,
in the beginning
man.
of 2024. And that's all I can say on that, but
Dope.
Goddamn It Low is dropping.
Wow, that's crazy.
I say super exclusive.
Yeah, that's crazy. I appreciate you busting me with that shit
sir.
too.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
because we had Low to Great on our last issue, on issue 8.
That was dope. I seen that.
Yeah, no, big shout out to Low, man.
Yeah.
He great people. You feel me? I love just connecting with people in the scene. Again, it's like I was listening to Hot Shot, hearing these records, and it's like hearing your tag or whatever. It's like you don't know how people are gonna be, you know?
Right.
It's a blessing.
I mean, that's
when
my
you meet
thing.
people that
I
are good.
want to like cultivate like the culture because I know like where I'm at right now, and I know like the respect that people got for me. So it's like, while it's hot, I want to be able to, you know what I mean, like put that together. And it's like, you know, it's the culture, you know what I mean? So it's like, however I can do that, no ego, you know what I'm saying? I want to do that. I feel like he's one of the youngest doing it, you know what I'm saying? He's doing this shit at one of the highest levels. So it's like, it's only right that we just put together a project. And it's like, it's definitely more in the works, but I feel like that'll be the first one to really establish, like, okay, like us as, you know, in the producer community, it's okay to work on collab projects. It's okay to, you know what I mean, collab on bigger records for, you know what I mean, other artists, because I feel like it's a lot of gatekeeping and it ain't gotta be that. You know what I'm saying? We can all just come together and just put together magic and just go crazy. So and that's really where I'm at with it. Just doing what I can as an individual.
Yeah, I think people have to understand like about that whole gatekeeping shit is like you could really,
You know it's real.
yeah, no, for sure. But it's like you could do more together, you know? And it's like, I got a crazy team, he got a crazy team. Look at what we do when we put our teams together. I mean, y'all haven't even seen half of that yet, you know? But it's like, that's real shit.
Right.
So yeah, man, anyways, you know what I'm saying? Underground Magazine, issue 9, you feel me? You want to let the people know anything else, man, before we get out of here?
Look, go follow me on all my platforms. Gotdamnitdupri. It's spelled as said. G-O-T. Damn it. Dupri. D-U-P-R-I. Prelude out right now on all platforms. I got merch, Heaven on Earth merch out right now, and working on the album. Go get the Prelude. Go get Goddamn It Baby Stone. That's out right now. LA Summers 3 out right now. And shit, the album is on the way, man. Shout out Underground Mag. Goddamn It Underground Mag on the way. You know what I'm saying? Look, shout out Legit. That's the company. Money Music Records. You know what I'm saying? Pofsky in the building. Shout out to my brother, man. I appreciate you for having me.
It's all love, man.
Look, 2024, we're going crazy, man. Underground. Goddamn it, underground. Let's get it.
Let's go, man. We out. Love.